start our music over. All right. Okay, well, hello everyone. Welcome to our first virtual yoga session of the semester. I am so excited to see everyone or hear everyone's voices. It's been a while. So today, we're going to start off on some basics, but it's always good to go back to the foundations and really hone in on maybe what a lot of us already know. But if you're new, this is really great as just to start us out. Different or our main flows that we normally do during vinyasa. So just having that nice foundation, and with any class, you are not obligated to do anything. Nothing is required. If something just doesn't feel good, please back off and maybe do a different modification, even take child's pose, just catching up with your breath. That is the most important thing for this. So we're going to come into a nice seated position. You can have your legs crossed or crisscross applesauce. If that doesn't feel good on the knees or the hips, you can always have your feet out straight or even sit on a block or a pillow if that feels better. And then once you find your comfortable seat, maybe close the eyes or let them be nice and heavy. Maybe find some easy movements in the body. It can be challenging coming into stillness right away. So just finding a little movement. And then maybe when you're ready, finding that stillness, rooting the sit bones into the ground, lengthening the spine all the way to the crown of the head, rolling the shoulders down the arms. And then taking a big inhale through the nose. Nice exhale out the mouth. Just see if you can keep that breath throughout the whole entire practice. And if you notice that your breath ever gets short or shallow, just easing off and intentionally deepening each breath. With every inhale, feel the body expand just a bit more. And with every exhale, feeling the body soften and release. Let the mind quiet, not worrying about anything else, just being here present with yourself. And if it resonates with you, you can set an intention for your practice. It can be a positive affirmation, or maybe it's releasing something that no longer serves or benefits you. And then while you sit here, finding a little more peace in the body, I'm going to read you my favorite quote by Joseph Campbell. He says, "We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that's waiting for us." So maybe that can be your intention for today, or maybe combining it with whatever you have going on. But to know that life is a journey, and not to set up too many expectations, but just rolling through, flowing through life, even with all the obstacles. And we'll just take one more breath in, one more breath out. Keeping the eyes closed or heavy, we'll slowly circle the head in one direction. Nice and easy. And I'm circling it the other way. And then once the chin meets the chest, begin to slowly blink the eyes open, nice and easy. And we'll inhale the gaze all the way up towards center. On your next breath in, we'll lift the arms all the way up, gaze looks in between the thumbs. Exhale, float the arms down nice and easy. Twice more, inhale up, growing nice and tall. And then exhale all the way down. One more time, inhale up. Reaching the fingertips all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, float the fingertips down. We're going to place our right hand off to the side. And then inhale the left arm all the way up. On your exhale, maybe extend that left arm overhead. And still rooting that left sit bone down into the ground. Feeling that nice side body stretch. And we'll inhale both arms all the way up, growing nice and tall. Exhale, place that left hand down, reach that right arm all the way up. And then exhale if it feels good. Begin to bend over to the left. Right sit bone still rooting into the ground, opening all the little intercostal muscles of the ribs. And again, you can always back off if that doesn't feel good right away. Just finding your depth right now. We'll take one breath in, one breath out. On the exhale, we're going to take that top arm and begin to slowly sweep it across the floor. And then inhale that left arm all the way up, maybe a little back bend at the top. And then again, just sweeping that left arm in front. And you don't even have to go that far deep if that doesn't feel good right away. So if it feels good, you can also close the eyes. And feeling every little muscle working for you. Imagine as if you're flowing through honey, flowing through mud, nice and slow. No need to rush through anything. And we'll just do this a couple more times wherever you're at. Keeping with the breath. And then we'll inhale the arms all the way up, reaching nice and long. Exhale, take the hands behind your back, clasp the hands, and then press the knuckles down towards the floor. Inhale the chest and the gaze all the way up. So stay here for a breath. If it feels good, you can ungrasp your fingers, place the fingertips behind you, and even press the hips up just an inch, opening up. And then exhale, come all the way back down. Begin to walk the fingertips out in front of you. Maybe sway a little side to side. So stay here if this is enough. If you want to place the forearms down onto a block or a pillow or all the way down to the floor. And if it feels good, maybe walking the hands over to one side. And then just walking over, seeing what's going on with the other side. And then coming back towards middle. Tucking the chin in towards the chest, and letting the head be nice and heavy. Again, maybe swaying or finding some stillness. Taking a full breath in, and taking a full breath out. And then walking the hands all the way back, nice and easy. If you have your knees crossed, just switching that other foot or leg in front, trying to balance ourselves out. We're going to inhale the arms all the way up again. This time, exhale your hands down with intention, nice and easy. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale the arms all the way down, resisting the arms. 1 more time. Inhale up. And then exhale down. So we're just going to walk the hands over to the right. Right hand behind your back, and then left fingertips on top of the knee or thigh. We'll inhale the spine nice and tall. And then exhale, begin to slowly twist to the right. Again, one more inhale in. Exhale, maybe twist just a centimeter more. At the bottom of the exhale, slowly coming back towards center, and then we'll just walk the hands over to the other side. Inhale, lifting the spine nice and long, and then exhale, moving into that space you just created. Good, one more inhale in. Nice exhale out. And then coming all the way back towards center. So we're just going to take our right elbow and begin to bend it behind us. And we're going to just gently press that elbow down. Maybe the gaze looks towards center, even all the way up, opening up that back shoulder. So stay here if this is enough. You can always take that left hand behind, maybe the fingertips touch. As long as the fingertips are trying to get closer to each other. And then we'll just move over to the left, maybe open up that right elbow, looking past it. And then coming back to center, we'll let go of whatever you have going on. Take that right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. So pressing the fingertips towards the sky, rounding the upper back, chin towards the chest. Taking one breath in, one breath out. And then just taking that left arm over the chest, gaze can look over that left shoulder. And see if you can have that left thumb pointing up, so the palm facing towards the back. We'll take a big inhale in. Nice exhale out. Rotate the wrist, take the thumb pointing towards the mat, and we'll take one more inhale in. Nice exhale out. Slowly take that left elbow, begin to bend it in the back. So each side might feel a little different. You might have to ease up a little more, and that's okay. And again, if it feels good, taking that right hand behind, clasping the fingertips, you're letting them reach towards each other. Big inhale in. Exhale, maybe lean over to the right, open up that left elbow, looking past. And then coming up to center, we'll take the arms, left arm underneath the right, eagle arms. Fingertips point towards the sky, rounding the upper back, chin towards the chest. Full breath in, full breath out. And then taking that right arm across the chest, gaze looks over that right shoulder. And then thumb pointing up, we'll inhale in. Exhale out. And then let the thumb point towards the mat, inhale in. Nice exhale out. Inhale, open up the chest, cactus arms. And then take the hands behind you once more. Inhale, press the chest all the way up, knuckles pressing down towards the tailbone. And again, if it feels good, taking the fingertips towards the ground, maybe lifting the hips up an inch or two. And then we'll exhale, release out of all of it. And then take the fingertips towards the front. Again, maybe swaying side to side, taking the forearms down if that feels okay. Closing the eyes, letting the low back release, opening up the hips just a bit. Taking an inhale in, and then taking an exhale out. I'm going to slowly walk the fingertips all the way back. So you can slowly, gently roll over the knees or come to a side seat. We'll all meet into a tabletop. So your shoulders are right over your wrist and hips right over the knees. And then fingertips spread nice and wide. Nice long spine. Begin to just gently rock forward and back, side to side, warming up the wrist. And then we'll find a bit of stillness. We'll inhale, lower the belly, open up the chest, gaze looks up for cow pose. Exhale, round the upper back, belly to spine, chin to chest for cat pose. Again, inhale, pulling the chest through the arms, tailbone points up. And then exhale, begin to dome the upper back, pressing the mat away with all 10 knuckles. Last time, inhale, pull the chest through. And then exhale, reverse it to a cat back. And come all the way back to a nice neutral spine. So keeping the hips where they are, we're going to inhale, begin to look over towards the left pinky toes. So hips stay still, we're just moving from our obliques. And then coming back towards center, and then looking over to the left pinky toes. And then coming back towards center. So again, pressing down through all 10 knuckles, nice and firm. We're going to extend that left leg all the way out. Inhale the right arm, balancing table. So really flexing that foot, toes pointing down, engaging that left glute. Just observing the breath. See if you can take a calm breath in, calm breath out. Really engaging the core. Imagining a nice long line from the fingertips all the way to the heel. Good, we'll take one more breath in, one more breath out. And letting go, coming back to that nice neutral spine. We'll inhale for a cow pose. And then exhale to a cat back. Coming back to that nice neutral spine, engage the core. And then inhale, extend that right foot out, and then lift the left fingertips up. Really flexing that right foot, toes pointing down. And then hips are square to the mat. Calm breath in. Calm breath out. Still pressing through the palm of the hand, engaging the glutes. And then reaching with those left fingertips and reaching with the heel. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then releasing all the way back down. We'll take one more inhale for a cow pose. And then exhale to a cat back. Coming back to neutral, we're going to take our big toes together and then spread the knees as wide as comfortable. Take the heels or take the glutes back towards the heel. And then reaching fingertips as long as comfortable, and then taking the forehead down towards the mat, child's pose. So from here, we're going to take a big belly breath in, and then exhale it out. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, big breath in. Deeper breath out. And then we'll slowly come all the way back up to that nice neutral spine to our tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes under. Engage the core, press down through the palms. Just lift and hover the knees just an inch. We're just going to stay here for one breath in. One breath out. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to lift the hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. So lengthening out the spine. Head and neck are nice and soft. And try to avoid rounding the spine, but lengthening, reaching that tailbone all the way up. And then when you're ready, begin to maybe straighten one leg, bending the other, and then pedaling out the feet. Just getting into the backs of the legs, opening up the hamstrings, opening up the calves. And then if it feels good, inhale up onto the toes. And then exhale the heels down toward the mat. No worries if they don't touch. And 2 more times. Inhale up onto the toes. Exhale the heels down. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale down. On your next breath in, we'll gaze towards the top of the mat, bend the knees, and then begin to slowly step all the way to the top. Nice simple stroll all the way to the top of the mat. On your next breath in, we'll lift halfway up. Hands can be on the shins or the thighs. And then exhale, forward fold. From here, maybe grab onto opposite elbows and then sway a little side to side into ragdoll. Seeing if you can get the top of the head parallel to the mat, letting all that tension in the neck just release with gravity. You can always place a nice generous bend in the knees so the belly can meet the top of the thighs. No need to strain the legs right now. So when you're ready, we'll release the fingertips down to the ground, keeping the head nice and heavy. We'll slowly roll up one notch at a time. Once you make your way up, rolling the shoulders down the back, inhale the arms all the way up. Gaze looks in between the thumbs. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Swan dive down, nice and easy. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, nice flat back. Tailbone pointing towards the back of the mat. And then exhale, forward fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands back down to the ground, stepping back to plank pose. So we'll stay for the breath in. And then on the breath out, we'll lower the knees down. Begin to bend the elbows, graze the rib cage all the way down to the belly. And then untuck the toes, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. So take a look at your elbows and see if they're flaring out. And then point them towards the back of the mat. We'll inhale the chest up just an inch, baby cobra. And then exhale down. Inhale maybe a little higher this time. And then exhale down. Last time, inhale maybe to a full cobra. And then exhale down. So tucking the toes back under, elbows still pointing towards the back of the room. Engage the core and then lift all the way up into plank pose. Take the hips all the way back to downward facing dog. And then pedaling out the feet just for a breath. Inhale, gaze towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, begin to walk all the way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And again, just rolling all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Once you make it up, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands back down to the ground, stepping back to plank pose. And again, we'll just stay here for one breath in. On the breath out, lower the knees, and then bend the elbows, grazing the ribcage back down to the belly. We'll inhale for our cobra. So stay here if this is enough. If you want to come into a upward facing dog, press into the tops of the feet and then lift the hips all the way up. So whether you're in cobra or upward facing, begin to make your way all the way back, downward facing dog. Taking one breath in, one breath out. Inhale, gaze towards the top. Exhale, maybe this time take a nice big step all the way to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. This time, root to rise all the way to standing, lifting the arms. And then exhale, thumbs come to the third eye. And then thumbs come all the way to heart center. So as we're standing here, rooting our feet into the ground. Lifting the crown all the way to the ceiling. And then taking a nice big cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale up the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale, chest meets the thumbs. Exhale out. Last time. Inhale. Sigh it out. So we're going to go through that 3 more times, but I'm going to actually have you do it on your own. So that sun salutation A has different variations, but for 3 rounds, I want you to do it on your own. You can follow me, but it's your choice on what variation, what modifications, whether you take something out or even forget something, no worries. This is about your journey, how it feels in your body. We're all made differently and we all feel differently. But we'll start here, standing nice and tall. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And then just taking your flow, whatever feels good to you. If you want to challenge yourself, you can add in a few push-ups. Instead of doing a cobra and upward facing, you can always do just a cat-cow. So yoga is all about the breath. As long as we're linking each movement with the breath, you're totally doing it right. Think of this flow as a moving, breathing meditation. Honoring your body right now. Backing off if needed, or challenging yourself if needed as well. And then we'll all meet into a downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here and then come down into child's pose. If you need to go there sooner, please do so. If you've already made your way to child's pose, no rush though. But if you've made your way there, begin to observe the breath. It's probably a little faster, and that's okay. But see if you can slow it down just a bit. So you can stay here in child's pose if you need a few more moments to catch your breath. If you're with me, coming back into that tabletop, tucking the toes under, and then lifting the hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, we'll lift the left toes all the way up, bend the knee, open up the hip, 3-legged down dog. Rolling out the ankle, and if it feels good, circling open the hip. Just staying here for one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, begin to point the toes all the way up, squaring off the hips. Inhale, lift that heel up just a bit more, and then exhale, knee to chest, knee to nose. Hold for one breath. And then place that left foot in between the hands, low lunge. So if you have blocks or books, you can always place them underneath your hands to give you a little more leverage if needed. And then we'll slowly lower that back knee down, coming into a nice crescent lunge. So stay here on the blocks or on the floor if that's okay. Maybe take the hands onto the knees. Or maybe inhale the arms all the way up. Grounding the feet and the knee into the ground, but lifting the upper body all the way up. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, we'll take the hands back down to the blocks or down to the floor. We'll tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And then spin the right heel down towards the mat. On your next breath in, we're going to windmill the arms all the way up, opening up to Warrior Two. So adjusting your stance as needed. Sometimes if we have a wider stance, it doesn't feel so good on the hips or knees. But if you just shorten just a bit, see how that feels. And then just checking in with that front knee, making sure it's stacked right on top or behind, as long as it's not in front. Rolling the shoulders down the spine. And then softening the face just a bit. On your next breath in, we're going to straighten up that front knee, lift all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. 2 more times, inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. On your next breath in, we're going to reverse our warrior. So on the next breath out, windmill the arms all the way towards the front. Forearm meets the top of the thigh. So still rooting that back heel into the ground. And see if you can roll that right shoulder back just a bit more, opening up the chest. And still pressing firmly that forearm into the top of the thigh. And we're just going to do that twice more. So inhale, reverse. Exhale all the way over, extended side angle. Last round, inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. This time we'll inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill the arms all the way back down to the floor. Low lunge. Left foot meets the right into plank. And you can go straight to downward facing or take your flow. And just staying here for 1 breath in. 1 breath out. On your next breath in, we'll lift the right toes all the way up, bend the knee, open up the hips. Rolling out the ankle, maybe circling open the hips. Taking 1 breath in, and then taking a breath out. Inhale, straighten that top leg all the way up, square off the hips. Exhale, knee to chest or knee to nose. Hold for 1 breath in. On the exhale, taking that right foot in between the hands, low lunge. And again, you can always take blocks or books underneath your hands if you need to. Let the hips settle just for a moment. And then take that back knee down to the ground. Stay here if this is okay. Maybe take your hands onto the knee. Or inhale the arms all the way up. Again, observing that breath. With every exhale, sending that breath down into the hips, opening up just a bit more. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, take the hands back down to the ground, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and then spin that back heel down towards the ground. We'll inhale, windmill the arms all the way up, coming into warrior two. And again, adjusting your stance as needed. Front toes are pointing straight ahead. And then imagining that there's an invisible wall behind you. And you want to get that thigh pressed up against it. So instead of your knee coming in towards midline, pressing it out. And the arms are nice and long, reaching equally towards the front, towards the back. On your next breath in, we're going to straighten up that front knee, lift all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Twice more, inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Exhale down. On your next breath in, reverse. Exhale, coming over extended side ankle. And then rolling that top arm or top shoulder back, opening up the chest. 1 breath in. Deep breath out. And again, we'll inhale, reverse. Exhale, coming over extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, last time, coming over extended side angle. This time we'll reverse. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down towards the ground. Low lunge. Right foot meets the left, go straight into downward facing or take your flow. And we'll just stay here for one rounded breath. When you're ready, we'll slowly lower both knees down towards the ground. And this time, let both knees come together and then sitting back onto the heels. If it feels good, reach around, grabbing onto your heels and placing the forehead down onto the mat. Letting the shoulders be nice and heavy. Just feeling the ground beneath you and absorbing the calm energy of the earth. And we'll just take one more breath in. Nice, calm breath out. We'll slowly press ourselves all the way back onto the heels. And then just begin to gently swing the legs out in front of you. Straightening the legs. So if you have your strap or a belt or even a t-shirt or towel, begin to flex your toes all the way up. And then we're just going to put that strap around the bottoms of our feet. And then inhale, lengthen up the spine all the way to the crown of the head. And then exhale, begin to lean with the chest, keeping a nice long spine. So you should feel a nice lengthening in the backs of the legs. So instead of rounding the back, we really want to lengthen out, feeling that stretch in the hamstrings and the calves, even all the way to the feet. And always backing off if something doesn't feel good. Closing the eyes and just breathing into the stretch. As the body releases a little more, maybe with every exhale, you drop just a centimeter more. But again, if something doesn't feel good, just backing off. Not stressing out the body. But finding harmony, finding peace wherever you're at. And we'll take a full breath in. On the exhale, coming all the way back up, and we'll just release the strap and just place it next to your side. So grabbing onto the backs of thighs or using your core, we're just going to slowly lower all the way back down onto our backs. And then we'll take the right knee in towards the chest. If you can't grab onto the knee or shin, you can always use that strap and place it behind the thigh. And then slowly bring the knee in towards the chest. And if it feels good, rolling out the ankle, flexing and pointing the foot a couple of times. And then we'll take the right arm out into a half T and slowly begin to lower that knee towards the left. And just keeping that right shoulder onto the ground. No worries if that right knee doesn't come flush to the floor. Taking a big breath in through the twist. Nice exhale out. We'll take that right knee all the way back up. Give your knee a last good squeeze. And then straighten out that right leg. I'm going to slowly bring in the left knee. Again, you can always use the strap behind your leg if needed. And then point and flex the foot a couple of times, rolling it out. The left arm comes out into the floor into a half P and slowly moving that knee down towards the right. Gaze can look over to the left fingertips. Again, just taking a nice big breath in through that twist. Nice exhale out. We'll take that left knee back in towards the chest, giving it a nice good squeeze. And then we'll send that left foot to meet the right. So we're going to come into Shavasana. If you need to place a blanket or a pillow underneath the knees or even back of the neck, please do so, just making yourself comfortable. And then once you finally find that sweet spot, gently tuck the chin in just a centimeter to lengthen out the back of the neck. Closing the eyes, and then letting the palms radiate towards the sky. And then taking a nice big inhale through the nose, biggest breath you've taken in all day. Pause at the top. And then exhale nice and slow with control. Begin to relax the toes, the soles of the feet and the ankles. Relaxing the calves, the knees, the tops of the thighs. Softening the hips and the pelvis. And then letting this peaceful sensation flow all the way up through the spine, into the belly, into the chest. Melting the shoulders into the earth and relaxing all the arms all the way down to the fingertips, letting them naturally curl in. Releasing any tension that you may have in your jaw. And then softening the space between your brows. Letting yourself become one with the earth, one with the source, and one with the self. When you're ready, become begin to come back to this room, back to your body, back to your natural pace of breath. Wiggling out the toes and the fingertips. And if it feels good, taking a nice big stretch like you're waking up in the morning. And then rolling over to your favorite side into fetal pose. Taking one breath in and one breath out. At the bottom of the exhale, slowly begin to press yourself all the way up to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed or heavy. And then once you make your way there, taking the hands to heart center, pressing your thumbs into the center of the chest. And just feeling that heartbeat, knowing you are alive and well in this very moment. And again, taking a big breath in, deep breath out. Bowing the head in gratitude for taking this time, not only for yourself, but for your practice as well. I hope you all feel a little bit stronger, a little more brighter, and a little more at peace. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you had a beautiful practice, and I hope this practice just radiates throughout the rest of the day, and I hope to see all of you next week. Thank you, everyone.